Hello everyone, Adrienne here, and today I want to say Happy New Year's to you. I know I've been posting multiple videos since the beginning of the year, uploading first impressions of Juvia's Place, new releases of their palettes, but I wanted to come to you and say Happy New Year and to give you an update on where I'm planning on going in the year 2020 with my channel goals and what kind of content I want to produce on my channel. So last year, I know I had made a commitment to post every week and to not drop off, and it seems that spring and the summer are the hardest months for me to continue to work and record. And this spring I decided to go back to school full-time on top of travel nursing. So I have been a full-time student working out of town half the week for the last few months, but I've recently decided to take a break with the schooling and to really decide what direction I want to go in with my life. I do really well as a travel nurse, and advancing my education as I wanted to become possibly a nurse midwife. I want to make sure that that's really a commitment that I want to make before I continue on with my schooling. And trying to make YouTube videos, it was next to impossible with the work schedule and all the homework that I had. And YouTube is something that I really enjoy. And even though I'm a small content creator and I don't even have 200 subscribers yet, but still, this is something that I really enjoy doing, and I really enjoy meeting the people and talking back and forth with some of the other content creators and the subscribers that I have. And I feel like because I've been kind of jumping off the wagon and not recording on a consistent basis, I'm not getting as comfortable as I possibly could with YouTube, and I haven't been able to just relax and record and be my authentic self as much as I want to be. And that's my main goal for the year of 2020. I really like this. I feel like there's enough things in life that I have to do where I have to watch how I present myself and possibly hold back a little bit and not be my authentic self. But I really want to know who my subscribers are and the people that are watching my content. I want to meet you guys and know who you are, and find out what some of your interests are and what kind of content I can make for you that would help you out. I already have some videos that I'm going to be doing before the end of January. I had a subscriber that asked if I would do a video on how I decreased all the crepey skin and wrinkling that was starting to happen around my eyes, and I also lightened the dark circles some. So I'm going to be doing videos like that, and I really want to be involved with the people that are watching my videos on YouTube. I don't know, YouTube, even though I haven't been creating content to relax, I sit and I watch other videos throughout this past year. So I have been paying attention and keeping up with what's going on. And some of the stuff I've been okay with, but there's been a lot of stuff on YouTube that I have not liked at all. And a lot of it is just the drama that's going on with the big content creators. And it's gotten to where I don't even want to watch any of the big content creators. For one thing, the majority of them, and I can't say all because you never can put everybody in one category, but I don't feel like most of it is authentic. I feel like when they make a video, a lot of times if I want to laugh and be entertained, I'll go watch one of them. But if I want true reviews where I feel like a person's heart is authentically in it, I'm going more for the small creators. And because of that, I have become subscribed to so many awesome smaller creators that I never would have found. Just authentic people, and that's really what I want in my life. I just want things to be really authentic, and if it can't be authentic, I don't want to take it on, or I don't want any part of it. So that's why I'm coming to you with this video to let you know most of everything will stay the same as what it's been when I've been making videos, but you'll probably see me with my head wrapped more in my natural everyday life. If you were to run into me at work, and if I can find a work picture of me, I will post it up in the corner so you guys can see. You know, I probably would have my hair wrapped. You know, I do wear wigs and stuff for the videos, but wigs really get on my nerves and I don't like styling them. I do think they're pretty occasionally, but it's just not me on an everyday today basis. And if I'm going to be doing YouTube for a long-term career, you know, I do want to be my authentic self, how I would present myself on a daily basis. I don't want to feel like I have to put up this whole big costuming production that I wouldn't normally wear in my everyday to day life just to make a YouTube video. And I think that comes across where I go back and watch some of my videos and I'm not as relaxed as what I want to be. And in 2020, I do plan to work on that and stop. I mean, a lot of that has been just trying to run the quality of the content, making sure my lighting's okay and my camera settings are okay and everything's in place. Now I'm feeling like I'm starting to produce the quality of the content that I want to. So I'm just going to sit back and relax and just be myself. I feel like it's just like I want to meet you guys. It's time for you to meet the real authentic me. And so I'm really looking forward to that this year. And I have some updated videos that I need to do really soon for you guys to help kick off the new year. And one of the videos next week is going to be, you know, talking to you about my low buy and how I did with that and if I plan on doing a low buy again for this year. So I want to do a separate video on that and don't really want to get into that, but I do want to talk about some of the brands, and I have a list that I actually wrote down that I do want to try in 2020. And I've got other videos coming up of the brands that I said that I wanted to try in 2019, and I did try them out, and I got some favorite products and some that were just, subpar products, but those are different videos to do to let you know about those brands and how all that turned out. But I got the brands written down that I would really like to try in 2020, and one of them is department store. I don't even know that I want to say department store anymore. I don't even think I have a department store in my hometown anymore since all the Macy's and Bergner's have gone out of business in my area. All we have is pretty much Ulta if you want to get the drugstore products here in my hometown. And I do want to try Lancome. I've been looking at them for years, but I thought their prices were really high. And one of my best friends worked for them and she did really well in the company. And she always said that they had really good products, but it's a brand that I never really tried. I thought the prices were pretty expensive for what you were getting, but that, what do you pronounce it? Ardell? Or Ardell foundation. I want to try that. I have been color matched for that, but that was a while ago. I probably need to be matched again, but that's probably one of the first products I'm going to buy. But when I'm in Ulta walking around the store, I've looked at the displays and I think their eyeshadow palettes and some of the combinations that they have are beautiful. But they're so expensive, you know, I think like $54 or $59, and I may be posting pictures throughout this video as I find them online to show you what I'm talking about. But I saw some eyeshadow palettes that I thought were gorgeous, but I just could not believe that that was the price that they were charging for those products. And I want to know why, you know, their products are so expensive when the market is changing so much, how they're able to maintain their price point and still keep their customers. So that's a brand that I want to dive into this year, and their packaging is gorgeous and they've always seemed like a classy brand. And some of these original OG companies, as all this new stuff is coming and it seems like everybody and their grandmother, and I mean literally their grandmother, is jumping into the beauty industry and starting a makeup line, whether we want it or asking for it or not. And some of it, you know, I feel like is just a quick money grab and it's not necessarily good quality products, or packaging is just, let's throw this out and see what we can sell. I want to see how some of these OG makeup companies have been standing for all this time and make sure if their quality is great, they continue to and don't get lost in the shuffle. So Lancome is definitely a company that I plan. I can't say how many products I'll buy from them, but it's one that I do plan to do some shopping with this year. And if there's any products from Lancome in particular that you know is really good that I haven't mentioned besides eyeshadow, you know I love eyeshadow palettes, so that's one of the first things I'm going to think of. Please let me know so I'll have some direction in what to pick up. But for drugstore products, I want to try Milani. I have gotten into Milani's drugstore products a few years ago, back when I first started my channel. Probably, well, I started my channel back in 2011, but when I really started making videos 2-3 years ago, and I bought a lot of their blushes and fell in love with their blushes. Some of my most favorite blushes came from Milani, but the problem is it seems like they just went through their whole blush line and discontinued so many products. And some of those blushes I'd even bought backups to because I saw they were getting rid of them. So I went on Amazon and found some people that were selling them and paid pretty much twice what they were worth out of the store. But since I couldn't get them out of the store, that was the only way I could buy them. But I've gone to their website and I see that they discontinued them. And I'm not really impressed with the shade range that they have right now for women of color. And I'm really not sure why they've done this and cut down so much on their blush line. I would have thought that most of their blushes did really well. They're such good quality, and I love fake blushes, and they're marbleized. Those are the ones that I like the most, so it's not one flat color. But that was one thing that was kind of a turn off for me, and I didn't keep looking into their line. But I really think that they have some of the best packaging, and they look a little more high class than a lot of the other displays and stuff that I see in the drugstore, and that appeals to me. But another thing that has really slowed me down from buying from them, because I don't have not one of their eyeshadow palettes, is their price point. For a drugstore makeup, it seems like their price point is pretty high, but this year I won't make any promise to buy like all the palettes in their line, but I'm going to try some of their different palettes and see if they're really worth the price point and what the quality of the packaging is like, because drugstores have really lost their minds lately with what they're charging for some of their products. It's almost like there's no difference between some of the drugstore products and some of the products that are in Ulta that are kind of that mid-range. And I just don't really feel like I want mid-range prices at the drugstore. I feel like drugstore products should be something that if I want to go through and pick up a bunch of stuff and try all kinds of things, I shouldn't be out of that much money, and it shouldn't be that big of a deal if I don't like the products. So that's been one of the things that stopped me from buying from Milani. And even though I've chosen to not buy from Milani, every time I go to the Walmart or any drugstore area, I'm always looking at their products and like their brush sets. Their brushes are beautiful. I've even gone online multiple times to look up the brushes and see what it costs to get the whole set. And everything just seems so expensive to try for a drugstore line. But my curiosity about Milani has been the same for like 2 to 3 years. So I think this is the year that I'm really going to just break down and dive into them and see what they have to offer. And just like with the Lancome, if you guys know some Milani products that I haven't mentioned that you think are awesome, please let me know down in the comment section so that I can check some of those out. Start with that stuff first. I know I really want to try their concealers. I don't really remember many people talking about their concealers that they just released. I think it's been in the past year or so. So that's probably going to be one of the first products besides an eyeshadow palette that I start out with that company. Whenever it's possible, I like to use as many drugstore products as I can, because I don't think it necessarily always takes a high-end price product to get a good look. Like today, I am trying out the Revolution, and it's one of the Reloaded palettes, the Provocative palette. That's what I'm wearing on my eyes for the first time today. That's what the palette looks like, and I think the look turned out nice. Does it always function the same as my high-end products? No, but there's just certain brands that I really have questioned. Why is it that certain companies are such a turnoff to me? And it does happen in the drugstore. It seems like I have a few brands that I tune into that I'm curious about, and the rest of them, it's like I want to get away from the displays as quickly as possible. And I really tried to think about it as to why I'm not paying attention to that, because I don't want to lose the option to have drugstore makeup, because it's always nice to be able to go in and just grab something real quick. And if you're traveling, or say you run out of something at a crazy hour and you need to replace it, you don't have time to order it, or maybe it's not Ulta store hours. It's so nice to be able to run into a drugstore and just grab a product real quick and be on your way. But if you see me looking down, I have a list of things written down, and it's like I said when I talked about Milani and all that, it's the quality of a lot of the drugstore products. They are charging exorbitant prices, and the quality is not that great when you get these products. And It's tempting for me. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes when I have a drugstore product, I'm less apt to look at the return policy and just suck it up and keep it. Well, if you're a makeup lover or you review makeup, that adds up really quick if you're keeping a bunch of bad products that are subpar that you're never going to want to pick up again. That can end up to be a lot of money, and especially with today's drugstore prices, and their displays don't appeal to me, a lot of them. It's just, some of them really, it seems like almost they need to edit their line. Their section is just spread out so big, and I don't know, it's just not appealing. The packaging, a lot of it looks like cheap packaging, and the prices aren't super cheap. So this Revolution packaging, yes, it is a cheaper packaging, but I only paid $8 for this palette, and this is a lot of shades for $8. I don't mind that type of packaging, and actually the way theirs is laid out with such big squares, and it's a bigger quantity of product in there, so it just makes the colors really jump and stand out. I don't mind that, but like this type of packaging, this kind of stuff, when I see it on display, these make me want to walk away. I just got this palette strictly for YouTube, and eventually I will get into it and try out a look with it, but I bought it specifically because I went out of my way to try to get some drugstore products a year or so ago to try out. But that stuff's really unappealing to me, and I don't like it. And when I do find typically the brands in the drugstore that have stuff that I want to buy, it's usually the smaller displays, like when you have the Wet n Wild and everything's just in one straight and narrow compact section, and you see everything, it all makes sense the way it's set up, and it's not all spread to half an aisle or whatever. I do well with that. But like CoverGirl has been a brand that I just want to walk away from for years. And they have some of the cheapest looking packaging to me of all the brands I can think of. Their displays are like the least appealing to me, and I'm probably missing some great product that can be a favorite just because I don't really like looking at their displays and stuff, so I never shop their products. So, and I only have one CoverGirl product, and it is this Vitalist Healthy Elixir Foundation, and I don't even care for this product. But if you guys know of some CoverGirl products that are great, because it's a brand that I really want to give a try to, I feel like I could be missing out on favorites, please leave me a comment or DM me or something on the products that you like from that brand. So even though I don't buy from certain drugstore brands and they don't appeal to me as much, there are some that I buy quite a few products from, and Wet n Wild happens to be one of them. I've really liked a lot of their products, even some of their complexion products or some core products, staple things in my line. And like I just explained, I like their display. I feel like it gets to the point. I can go and shop. I see everything. It doesn't look like a hodgepodge mess. It's very organized. So that really appeals to me. And Revolution is another brand that even before they were in Ulta and I could pick them up from the store, I ordered a lot of their products online. That being said, Revolution doesn't always have the best of quality with everything. They are true to the drugstore theme, what you would think of drugstore. Sometimes I feel like I'm taking a 50-50 or 60 to 40% chance if I'm going to like a product of theirs, because I've had quite a few duds that I don't care for. But it's nice having an Ulta now that I can pick up some of those products, and if I don't care for the quality of them, take them back. And I used to buy a lot of Revolution, but I really slowed down on it in the year 2019, and that was one of my goals, was to stop making so many orders to them, because it was a 50-50% chance, or maybe 60 to 40% chance of me liking the products. I have a lot of things from them that I really love, but I have a lot of things from them that I really think is poor quality and don't care for. So I wanted to try ColourPop, which I kind of don't even like considering ColourPop as drugstore with them being online, but I guess now since they're in Ulta and in the drugstore section, I'll classify them as drugstore. That was a goal for me, was to buy more ColourPop, and I meant to do a lot more of that in the year 2018 and never got around to it. I did finally start picking up some of the stuff at the end of 2018, like for the Black Friday sales, but I didn't start using it until 2019. So there's so much ColourPop, and there will be a ColourPop haul coming up really soon because I just yesterday got my last ColourPop order, so I really do enjoy ordering from them. But they're a brand that in 2020 I am going to have to really slow down on because ColourPop, everybody knows they release stuff all the time. I'm not even trying to keep up with that. It gets too ridiculous. I like the options, but I need to keep some money in my wallet this year. I have so many things coming up that I plan on doing, like home renovations and adding a new family member. No, I'm not pregnant, but we will be adding a new family member, and I'll let you guys know about that in the next few months when that comes into play. And so I have more expenses coming up, and like I said, I don't want to work this summer. The majority of the summer, I want to be able to just enjoy my life and spend some time with my family, exercise, do outdoor activities and the stuff you do in the summer, and keep up with my YouTube channel. So if I keep ordering some of this stuff at the rate that I had been ordering, which had gotten a lot better in the year 2019 with my low buy, which is in an upcoming video and we'll talk about that, I'm probably going to be a lot more picky this year, even with what I do buy, whether I choose to do a low buy or not. But yeah, ColourPop was a brand that I had planned on buying from, and I did a pretty good job. I have a ColourPop haul that I will post up here above, so if you guys want to check that out. And that is, I believe, from the beginning of 2019, stuff that I ordered at the end of 2018, but in another few days or so there should be a brand new ColourPop haul of a bunch more products that I got that will probably be slowing my roll from here on out. And if you see me looking down, it is because I'm making sure I don't leave a brand out. And the next brand that I want to talk about is NYX. NYX, I just have to pause for a minute. Because NYX, I remember like the first season of RuPaul's Drag Race. That's when I first remember hearing about NYX. And it was so exciting to me. The makeup that they used to have and the looks that those drag queens created for the show. And I loved it. And when I decided to start a YouTube channel and review makeup and do all that, NYX was, in my mind, NYX was going to be my go-to makeup brand. And then I started trying to shop with NYX. NYX, I feel like they shoot themselves in the foot. Their price ranges are all over the place. You know, if they want to be a middle range, I don't even know what to compare them to. To me, a lot of their prices are not drugstore. I don't know where they're at. And that's why I have such a problem purchasing and buying from them. Is like, I don't know where they're at. I don't even know what to call some of their price ranges. Definitely not drugstore, but then you buy some of those things and the packaging definitely is drugstore and the quality is drugstore. Like, it's hit or miss. And they come in and out with so many different products. Their ranges of products and their different lines, I don't understand what they're trying to do and what different products are for. And when I go into different stores, like my Ulta will have different NYX products than the Walmart. And then sometimes I go into my Gordman's and I can find like NYX displays, and I can't tell if maybe Gordman has like the old going out of just older products that are going to expire sooner or what. It always looks like picked over and not stocked properly. And when I look for different colors and things, it's like I cannot find the products that I use to replace in all the different locations. And it's like, how do they come up with so many different products but never have the same ones in different locations? And I don't get it. And there have been times where I've gone to NYX stores in Vegas and in Chicago, and I have been looking for the products that I normally use because NYX does carry my favorite lipsticks. My favorite lip products come from the NYX line. There's other products that I use, drugstore products, and they're okay, but my most favorite lip products come from NYX. I love their lip liners. I love their matte lipsticks. That's what I'm wearing right now, is a NYX lip liner and lipstick, and they're my favorite. But I can't find those colors when I go to every NYX display. And I can remember being in Chicago and asking for the color lip liner that I'm wearing now, and the sales rep was like, or whatever you call them, beauty consultant, she couldn't find it, and she had no record of if they were going to have it or not. And it just blows my mind with NYX. I have never ordered from their online site to try to keep up with that, because some of their stuff, I just feel frustrated with what are they doing with all this product, and I'm not even interested in it. So I know I'm probably missing out on some NYX products. I've got a couple, 2 or 3 eyeshadow palettes. One I really like the quality of. One, I think the quality of it stinks, and I'll post a link to that video. The look turned out okay, but the palette took a lot of work, and it is that Smoky Fume. I have a video of that, so I'll post a link up above so you can click on that and watch it if you want to. But I feel like they're a brand that has a lot of potential, but if they don't kind of get it together, they're probably going to fall off with a lot of things, and I hope not, because I really like their lip products, but I think NYX could do so much better than what they're doing, and I hope in 2020 they kind of get it together. I'm really nervous about a lot of makeup brands because, like I said, everybody and their grandmother's coming up with a makeup line, and there's only so much that we're going to buy. And I don't think the general populace buys makeup like us here on YouTube buy, but a lot of us have been around for a while, and our shopping habits are slowing down because we have so much product and so much to review that with spending our own money, there's only so much stuff you can buy and try. So I don't know where the makeup industry is going in 2020. I am so curious to see how some of these brands are going to stand up, because a lot of these companies have just pumped out so much product at such a quick rate that I don't see how they can keep on doing this. If this is their game plan for marketing, I just don't see how it's going to work, because I feel like it's just a bubble waiting to burst, and it's going to work in our favor because there's going to end up being so many sales that you should get to the point where we probably, towards the end of 2020, it wouldn't surprise me if you hold off and don't buy all the new releases that come out. You should be able to get everything on sale or clearance and never pay full price for most makeup anymore, because it's gotten absurd in the year 2019. When we committed to low buys, a lot of us here on YouTube, I think it really shook the makeup industry, and their response to it was make more, pump out more, put more in their face, they'll buy more from us. But it seems like going on a low buy and sticking to the low buys is the best thing to do, because even though it seems like it's getting worse, it's not necessarily getting worse for the content creators and a lot of the people that have admittedly have makeup addictions, because they've really slowed down on their purchasing. And at some point, and I don't think it'll take much longer than the 2020, they'll figure out, the makeup brands, we're not buying it. You know, there's some of these releases, I feel kind of mixed emotions about it, when a lot of times people say they're just regurgitating the same thing. You got to remember, it seems like that to us because we've been buying makeup for years, a lot of us, and we have so much makeup. But there's people that are just starting to wear makeup every year that are new, that don't have a makeup collection. So a lot of this stuff that just seems like basic, generic, boring things that you can't even believe that they're having that for sale is something that be really exciting to somebody, in core pieces of makeup that they need to purchase to have a good basic makeup setup. So I really don't know what to think of how it's going to go, but and brands such as ABH and all the shenanigans they pulled in 2019, which I'm really not going to go into too much detail on in this video, because I'm going to give them their own special devoted video. I feel like that's something I definitely want to address and tell you guys my thoughts and feelings on the way they're pumping out stuff and them being a high-end brand, and where I stand with that. So be looking for a video probably before the end of January on ABH, but I cannot wait to see where this is going. I mean, it seems crazy, but it's only as crazy as you let it get. It's only as crazy in your life as what you let it get. You can get the best of things. I feel that you should be getting the best of things at the best of prices of what you truly want and truly need, because every makeup brand is coming up with things that are so unique, and it seems like they're really just scrapping it out. So if you can practice some self-restraint, you will have the best makeup collection and the best of everything you can get your hands on. And to me, that is really exciting. Now I want to talk to you guys about brands that I don't purchase from. And this has to kind of do with you guys getting to know me as a person, and you know where my values are and where I stand. There are some particular brands, and you've not heard me really say, maybe some of the brands you've heard me say I don't buy from them, and I've just kind of left it alone. But I will give you guys a lowdown of why I choose to not buy from certain brands, what will turn me off about a brand and make me not buy from them without question. And first of all, I believe that all the words that you say and everything that comes out of your mouth has power. It shapes, it creates your future. So when we have brands that think they're being cute, or I don't know what they're trying to be, that name products, all kinds of either demonic or perverted names, I'm not into it. I'm not there for the products. I truly believe you get what you say in life, and I don't want that stuff in my household. I don't think it's cute. I don't think all the hypersexualized products are cute. If there's some release, and it's not that I don't think a lot of the releases are gorgeous. Sometimes I'll see products and I will want a palette or a product so bad, and I'll see what it's named and I will not touch it. Or if I get it home and I open it up and I find out it's got something like that going on, I don't have any peace about it. I wouldn't even enjoy using it. So I take it back and get it out of my house. And that's just who I am. And there's no leeway with that. Like, I just don't compromise on it. That's my belief system. I don't want it here. So that's why a lot of the brands, if you stop and think, wow, this is really popular, everybody's into it, that seems like it's her style and it's really cute. Ask yourself, does it have some type of perverted theme? Does it have some type of demonic background, spell casting, anything like that? If it's got something like that, that's probably why you never hear me talk about it. And I won't even take the time to just sit there and nitpick products and dog them out. You automatically know if it has names like that and things like that going on, I'm not interested in it. And that's why I don't talk about it. But I felt like it was important to not just ignore different releases and brands and stuff like that and not tell you guys why. And another brand that there's a couple brands that I haven't been buying from, not because I don't want their products, but their price points are so high. And Natasha Denona is a brand that she's had 2 or 3 eyeshadow palettes that I have really wanted really bad, and I just can't do it. I cannot pay $129 for one eyeshadow palette, and I'll never say never, because there could come some point, because I'm thinking about one of them that I really want, about saving up for it for a few months and maybe deciding, because it's been a while that I've wanted it, and if I save for it for a few months, if I really want it that bad, once I have all the money saved up, I may go ahead and get it. But I kind of have a problem with it. I just feel like an eyeshadow palette for me does not have $129 value. I get such beautiful looks out of, like I said, drugstore products sometimes, that I have a hard time with a high price brand like that. But I almost feel like, as a YouTuber and somebody that's reviewing makeup, like maybe I should try something at least once so I have a point of reference and I know what the big deal is, to see for myself if there is a huge quality difference and what that is. I feel like I kind of owe it to try it at some point and not just bash it, because everybody, it's all relative to what's okay for somebody else to spend. And you know, if your whole collection is Natasha Denona or Pat McGrath and that's what you like, then I think as long as you afford it and it's not causing you problems in your budget, that's fine. You should have it. But for me, it's like an inner struggle as to what in the world could she have put in that eyeshadow that would make it worth $129 for me. Maybe if it had some anti-aging benefits to it and it helped to repair the skin around the eyes, I would buy that stuff hands down, and I'd have no problem forking out $129 for it. But just because it's some supposed magical formulation. I don't know, but I'm not going to say never because you guys might see that in my collection in the future. So I don't want to tell you guys that I will never buy from her. In the year 2020, I want to focus more on indie brands. I have, like I said, Lancome's the OG brand that I want to focus on, and I don't really have a mainstream brand that I want to focus on. My drugstore brand is going to be Milani that I really want to focus on, but indie brands, I want to try more of their products, and I know for sure that one of the first things I probably will be getting is a Sydney Grace bundle, and it's one of the green bundles. I'll post a picture up here of what that bundle is. I can't remember what it's called. There's two different ones, and I like both of them, but I like one more than the other, so I'm probably going to start out with that. So that bundle I really want. I've been wanting to try Blush Tribe, but some of their palettes, I feel like I have so many palettes that are already that color that I'm not so interested in it, but they have, and I don't know if they're loose pigments. I'll post a picture to that also if I can find it, of their multi-chrome pigments. And I've been to Blush Tribe's website multiple times to try to order one or two of these, and they've always been out of stock, the colors that I want. So I'm going to stock their website this year, and I'm probably going to pick up 1 to 2 of these multi-chrome pots of their shadows, or I guess you'd call them shadows, because I really want to try this and see what it looks like. And Kaleidos. Kaleidos is a brand that I really fought really hard last year not to buy. I wanted to buy so many of their eyeshadow palettes, and I'm not even gonna lie, about 2 nights ago I almost ordered the whole bundle of all their eyeshadows because I love the packaging, just the layout of it. It looks very inspiring to me, but they're a brand that I put on the list to try this year because it's been 7 or 8 months and I'm still wanting some of their products. So I want to support that indie brand and make sure they continue to be innovative and produce good quality products like it seems like they've been doing, because I've heard really good things about them. Lick and Lash, they are another brand that I want to try some products from. I don't really know if they're considered an indie brand. I know they're a UK based brand, and my understanding is by the time you order your palettes, the shipping is so expensive that I may choose to skip out on that because the products, the palettes will end up being so expensive. It'll be like buying one of the higher end palettes by the time I pay for the shipping. Not higher end like Natasha Denona, but maybe like ABH or Huda Beauty, something like that. But they're a brand that I'm really interested in. And Colored Rain, I want to buy some more products from them. I really liked my Queen of Hearts palette, and there's some individual shades that I want to get from them, like that Dethroned shade that was in the Queen of Hearts palette. I know I want an individual of that, and I may just make an order and pick up some individual shadows from them, but that is a company that I really want to do more to support. And being a black owned brand, I want to make sure that they stay strong and don't get wiped out by everybody jumping in the makeup industry, because some of these people, it's obvious that they are not really in it to, because it's their dream. It's like they're in it to make a quick buck. So I'm going to make sure I support the brands that I feel like are putting in the effort to be more innovative and creative with things. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I'm so excited for 2020 and happy to be back creating content for you guys. If there's something in particular that you do want me to create content wise, please give me some suggestions down in the comment box below, and I will see you guys soon.